Hey, I'd like to welcome you to the Mission Matters Entertainment Podcast, your source for all things entertainment. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become an author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Tammi Pickle on the line, and she's a VP of Elite Connections, which is a matchmaking agency. She's also a dating coach. She gives relationship and dating advice, a TV and radio personality. Tammi, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me, Adam.
So excited to get into Elite Connections today. I mean, a lot of people need your help out there, and want to get into how you're helping them, why it's so important, and what you found with your unique clientele. I know you help, executives of companies. You help celebrities. I mean, you have a unique clientele. So let's just jump right in. Why'd you get into this business? Let's start there.
Yeah, so my mom started the business 26 years ago. She actually joined a matchmaker a year prior, and it worked for her. She's still with her husband that she met 26 years ago. So, yeah, so she just thought it was a great way of meeting people. It worked for her, so then she started her business, and now she's owned it for the last 26 years. So I kind of grew up in the business. I really fell in love with what I do when I started meeting and matching our clients and making them successful matches. And that's when I was like, I want to do this. I want to help people. I want to be able to help people meet people they wouldn't normally meet on their own. And that's when I really fell in love with what I do, when I started matching people and getting that call, Tammi, you found me the one. I just fell in love with that.
That's awesome.
I always had a passion for helping people. I wanted to get into counseling, and then this kind of fell in my lap because of my mom. But we work very closely together, and we have for a very long time. We're good at what we do. We've kind of grown from one office to about 14 international and national offices. And we're just able to help people, successful professionals that are really wanting to find the right person. They're not wanting to date online or app dating, or maybe they dabbled in it and it just isn't working for them. So just want to really a better way of meeting people that we have met and screened and interviewed and background search, and they are who they say they are. And we kind of do that pre-screening for our clients, people that are pretty serious about wanting to find the right person. They really want to find a committed relationship, and they kind of want us to do that work for them. So we meet all of our clients and really get to know them, what they're looking for, what's important to them, and we take all of that into consideration and then, make the best matches for our clients.
Let's talk a little bit more about the process. I don't want to glance over that because everybody listening hasn't used maybe a dating service like Elite Connections to really make that connection. So let's get into your process a little bit more, please. Sure.
So we do sit down, interview, get to know our clients, what they're all about, where they came from, past relationships, what they're looking for in a future relationship, what's important to them, politics, religion, children, if they want children, location, education, all of these things that may be important to us, they relay to us specifically, and then we take that into consideration, and then we show them any clients that we think would be a good fit for them. So you get to see a recent photo, a profile, background on the person, and then both parties are excited to meet each other. They both see each other's information, agree. Then we help coordinate the matches, one-on-one dates with each one of our clients. Then they meet and then let us know how it goes and what they thought about the person. We get kind of detailed information on the date and what they both thought about each other, so we can relay that feedback, which is nice. Yeah, it's nice. Versus you meet someone on an app and you never hear from them again, and you're like, well, what'd I do wrong? But you have no idea. Yeah, so it's kind of nice. We feel like we're friends with our clients. We relay, maybe next time you shouldn't be talking about your ex so much, or, the woes of your life, or these types of things that like maybe you wouldn't get feedback from. So we can relay that and like, okay, yes, she was interested or she wasn't interested, and let's move on here. But we can kind of give important critical feedback that could help the person in their dating for the next time around. So
Wow.
then, yeah, we set up that date and get feedback and work on something else. Or if it was a good match, then you continue to see that person, of course. And we've had a lot of successful relationships. I mean, people that come to us, they do tend to be a bit more serious about finding that quality introduction. So success rate is pretty high with our company because they are pretty serious about, finding the right one. But sometimes people are very specific as well, and it may take a little longer than other people. So everybody's different with what they're looking for. But, we are experts. We have a good sense of who we feel would be a good fit together. Sometimes we have to push matches on a client. Well, we know this person really well, and we think it's going to be a fit for this reason, this reason, this reason. I think you should meet them, see what happens in person. So sometimes we have to push matches on our clients as well.
Man, this is good.
Yeah, you hired me. I really feel this is going to be a good fit, and I think it's going to be a good match, and I think you should just meet the person and see what happens. And most of the time, people do take that into consideration and meet someone that we have in mind, even if they're like, well, on paper, maybe doesn't look like a good fit. I promise you, you're going to at least make time, just get out there and meet someone, and you never know what could happen. So there's been a lot of times where we've made a successful match when somebody at first was like, nah, not my type. Well, maybe you're not your type for a reason because you're single. So maybe we need to look outside of that type and try something new.
I love it. That's so good. Well, maybe your type isn't working. That's awesome. Right. So what does the process look then? So what does an engagement look like? I mean, so if they hire you, they want to come in, they want to use the service, and then the next step is you start matching, and then at some point, hopefully the idea is that they found their match and they're like, Tammi, we don't need you anymore. We're covered, and then they live happily ever after. Is that the kind of the circle, the ideal?
That's right. So we have different types of memberships, different lengths of time that you can join for. Members typically join for 6 months or year-long memberships, but we have had clients that have rejoined and maybe it didn't work the first time around, but they enjoyed who they were meeting. And then they may rejoin with us, but most of the time we are able to successfully find someone that they are dating for a significant amount of time within 6 months or a year of working with a client. And, we typically an average for our clients, they meet about a match every, 3 or 4 weeks or so. That's about an average, some more, usually not less than that. And, we think it's important. We don't do any kind of blind dating. So we really want both people to be excited and attracted and feel like there's some common interests and things like that. So we always show pictures, profiles of any client that we think would be a good fit. It would probably be much easier to just make a bunch of blind dates for people, but we don't want it to be a bad date. We want them both to be excited and interested and attracted.
Well, they don't want to waste their time. I mean, if they're busy.
Exactly.
So a lot of people that the reason why someone's going to hire you isn't because they can't go out and find a date or because they can't, they're not attractive or anything like that. The reason they're going to hire you is because they're busy. They're like, I got one night in this week or maybe in the next 2 weeks, and I don't want to waste that night on somebody or an experience or something blind. It's like, I'd like to put a little thought into this because I put a thought into everything I do. So it's a very specific type, and it makes a lot of sense. The people listening, I had to bring that out because for the people listening that match that profile, meaning you only got a night or two, maybe max during the next week or two to get out. Do you really want to waste it again, going to have a bar and taking a chance, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we do work for people that are busy, they're working hard, they're focusing their energy on their careers, but then this is also important to find the right person. But they're not going out to the bar, they're not wanting to go online, they're really wanting somebody to find those appropriate matches for them, and that's kind of why they would reach out to us.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little bit about your nonprofit work. I know you have some things coming up, Tammi.
Yeah, so we have started a nonprofit now for the last 24 years. So biannually we will have events where we help raise money for an organization in Venice, California. We work for we provide help and necessities for homeless teens and kids in the California area. And so we just raise money. We give back to the community through a Safe Place for Youth. So we have quite a few events that are clients, and not necessarily clients. It's open to anyone. They don't have to be single, but it is a fun little mixer, a way to meet maybe other singles. So that event is, you can get more information from Elite Connections /events. And we don't have the next scheduled event, but typically within, the next 3 months, we should have our next event coming up. But it's fun. We have a charity event, cocktail attire, music. It's a fun event to come. And then proceeds go to help homeless and needy children and youth in LA.
That's awesome. So Tammi, if somebody's listening to this right now and they want more information on Elite Connections, what's the best way for them to reach out?
So, yeah, you can check out our website, eliteconnections.com. You can give us a call, 800-923-4200, emails, info@eliteconnections.com, and just reach out and we can talk to you more about the process and how it all works.
Fantastic. Well, hey, Tammi, it's been awesome having you on the show today, learning more about your background, all the great work that you and your mother are doing over at Elite Connections. So great up there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Entertainment, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave some comments in the comment section. Love to hear your thoughts. Let's keep the conversation going. And Tammi, thanks again for coming on the show.